This week on the Reseller Locker Room, all of us have gone nuts because we sat down with a rural squirrel. Stay tuned.
Shall we begin? Let's begin now.
Welcome in, everybody. My name is Ben, the Rocky Top Picker, and this is the Reseller Locker Room Podcast. Man, have we got a good one. Hide your nuts because the squirrel is in the room, I'm telling you. First up, we want to welcome our co-host, Jefferson, cjbenzfinds, and then the bearded blue hat wearing machine, the Beard King picker, Alex, up in the corner. And joining us is the lovely Kristin, A Rural Squirrel.
Hey,
welcome
guys.
in.
How are you?
How's it going?
Thank you so much for having me. I love it that I get to be in the locker room. That's pretty cool.
That's awesome for you to be here. We appreciate you taking time. We know you're a busy person and you got a lot going on, and we won't waste any time, so let's jump right into it. Tell our viewers a little bit about you, what you used to do back in the day, and how you found reselling. Let's start with that.
Hey guys, my name is Kristin. I'm a rural squirrel. I had a lot of kids, so this was an easy way for me to make some money and still have time with my family. So basically is how I got started. Wanted to be able to pick my kids up from school if I had to, or be available for them. So it sort of just fell into my lap, sort of. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We lived out in the country, so it wasn't easy to have yard sales. Mm-hmm. And my husband had an account. So in 97, I listed my first item. It was a Longaberger basket. And they were super trendy and popular at the time. So I sold it for a lot of money. And I was like, I'm going to do this again.
Right?
Yeah. So I would sell their clothes and their toys and mostly everything that we had that we just didn't want anymore.
Mm-hmm.
In about 2014, probably. My kids were grown and didn't need me to be around too much, but I accidentally stumbled into a Goodwill outlet, and I found a pair of shoes that I was like, I think these are good. So I put them on, and they sold for like $89, and I just couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. So then I just kept going back and going back. So.
How do you accidentally stumble into the chaos of a Goodwill bin store?
I know, right? I thought, so we had moved to Colorado, and when we were there, you get on your maps and you're trying to find local thrift stores, and they have really great thrift stores there. There was one called Arc, and I loved it. So I was venturing a little bit further away from our house, trying to find a Goodwill, and it said it was a Goodwill. And when I walked in, I was like, this is not a normal Goodwill.
Yeah.
I think people, when you walk
in the corner, whose child is this? I don't know.
Yes. I think when you walk into a bins, you either are like, oh no, absolutely not.
Yeah. It's one or the other. I've
seen
so many people walk in and then turn around.
Yes.
Out. I took my mom there, and that was my mom. Walk in, walk out. This is too crazy for me. I'm out of here.
Yeah.
You love it or hate it, I think.
My husband walked into one in Indianapolis with me. Well, I was already there. He was going to meet me there. He walked in and he was like, I can't. I'll meet you outside. It's not everybody's jam.
Yeah.
All right. So you found Goodwill bins, and then what's next?
I think that's when I realized that I didn't have to sell just my stuff online. Then I could sell things that I had found. It was kind of it was a foreign thought to me to sell something that wasn't mine. So then I would pick up things that I think, I don't mind if I get stuck with this, then, I'd use it for a little while and then maybe I'll redonate it. But then in 2014, everything was still selling. I mean, back in the day, you know this, Ben, everything sold. Put it on, it sold. At the end of the week, you put everything on as an auction, it all sells. You put it on as buy it now, it sold. There wasn't anything that just sat around for any length of time. It sold.
Yep. It's a different world now.
I came a little late to the game on eBay for that.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, for everything to sell. Everything just sits for me. Maybe that's because I'm a bad
motivating, isn't it? Yeah.
Well, so let me ask you this. we've talked a lot recently on this show, Kristin, about live selling. What is your take on live selling for you as part of your business model, or do you not do that at all, or do you do it?
So I am signed up to sell on District, but I've never had a show. I did Whatnot. I mean, like when they were brand new, I just, sure, I'll do it. And it took me forever to do my first show. And then I was trying, you got to be consistent. You got to really give it good effort. And I have done that. And I don't know that is for me right now. You need to be consistent and at home or in a place where you can go live every day. My travel schedule does not make it easy for me to, I keep hesitating because I'm like, I don't want to say anything negative about it because I think a lot of people are really successful with it. And I think that maybe someday I'd like to go do it again. I just right now at this point in my life it's not feasible for me.
Well, don't worry about being negative because we're negative on this show. We slam eBay all the time, and there's people that make a good living. We don't care. It's fine.
My nature is to put to find the silver lining.
Silver lining.
Yeah.
Hey, don't you go and do
morning posts are always positive posts. She starts the day off on social media with a positive post.
Well, I just think that it's really hard to be angry or negative if you are a grateful person. And I want to be grateful for everything that I have. And that makes it easier to not be down or mad about something because it just is what it is. And then you accept it, move on and find the good in the next thing.
Yeah. Hey, you do, you sell live though. Don't you go to like sales? I think I've heard you talk about that. Going to like set up somewhere and sell once a year or something like that.
I've one.
Okay.
That I do one time a year. And it's like a third or more of my total income for the entire year. So
wow. That's cool.
Yeah.
What is that?
So it's, how you guys can go like set up at a flea market or something, but sometimes there's like a fall festival that they only do once a year. Well, there's this fall festival that I go to once a year. And I sell stuff there that I kind of curate throughout the year. I collect it all year long. And then I spend 2 weekends in Omaha.
What kind of stuff?
Ben falls down at least once a week.
Yeah.
Okay, so long story longer. I started at this thing taking t-shirts that were, nobody's going to wear these t-shirts. They're like janky and ripped and holes in them and stuff. Now I realize that those are probably worth a lot of money, but I would cut them apart and make little dresses. We called them sorority dresses, back when Chevron was popular. So I made like 500 of these dresses. And at the end of the show, I had like 16 left. I mean, I just sold so many of them. And my space looked so naked and yucky because I didn't have any stuff. So I just started putting the t-shirts that I hadn't gotten to yet and the flannel shirts that I hadn't cut up yet. I started putting those on the rack and I was getting as much money for those as for the things that I was taking time to cut apart and sew. So I was like, I don't have to do any work and I'm getting the same amount of money. So then I just started collecting those things and I sell denim jackets, boots, and flannels, and occasionally like a t-shirt, only because the t-shirt looks good on the mannequin with a flannel over it, with a denim jacket over it, with a belt around it, with boots near it. And that's what I sell.
Cool.
That's cool.
Are you sourcing most of this at Goodwill outlets?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So I want to get into the sourcing, but I have a question. Where did the name come from?
Okay.
Took my question.
So it's
Jefferson has a question.
Where'd your name come from?
Where'd your name come from?
Well, it's not a family name or anything. So it starts with A, right? So whenever which is an old Yellow Pages sort of tactic or strategy, you start with A. So it's one of the first ones. So whenever you open up your YouTube, it's over in your subscriptions it comes up every time because it's A. So you see me every time. But I don't really care one way or another about squirrels. I just think it's fun to say a rural squirrel. And just like Ben just did.
Ben has a hard time saying it.
He said it twice, though. It makes you say it again.
Yeah.
And then people are like, that's kind of fun to say. And then they say it again. And then the next thing you know, like the whole room is saying it. So it's a psychological thing. That's all. It was just fun to say. And it was at the top of the alphabet. And then it makes you say it again.
That makes sense. Guys, I have an announcement. I'm changing my name to A Beard King Picker.
I'm going to be AJ Ben's Finds.
Yeah.
Hey, Rocky Top Picker. Mm-hmm. I thought you had this fascination with squirrels that you collected figurines or something.
No.
How many times do you get gifts of squirrels now, though?
All the time.
Yeah.
All the time.
Yeah. My mom. I told my mom I like monkeys one time. I had 8,000 monkeys. I'm like, I just like that one monkey.
Yeah.
Listen, I gotta share this, and this is the absolute truth. Now, I don't know if you're familiar, Kristin, with Pigeon Forge in Gatlinburg, Tennessee.
Tennessee. Yeah, been there.
Okay. It's about a 40-minute drive from where I'm at. Anyway, every time I walk by this one particular store down there, it makes me think of your name because it is called Try My Nuts. And on the logo is a big squirrel holding an acorn.
Yeah, I mean, I do have a lot of people that say stuff to me like that.
And I meant the last time I was there, I meant to take a picture of the sign and send it to you.
Sometimes I think it would be like really great merch. You know how some people do like popcorn or something? I think it would be great to have like my own trail mix blend. I mean, that would be cool. I just don't know that I want to do anything that is perishable.
Yeah.
So that's what kind of stopped me from that. But even like when we built this shed so I'd have somewhere to work out of, we were calling it the Nut House just because, I mean, it's funny, right? It's the Nut House. But then when the grandbaby came by, he's little and he couldn't remember what it was called. So he kept calling it the Nut Hut instead of the Nut House. So it kind of stuck. So now we just call it the Nut Hut.
That's cute.
Yeah. I do have people send me squirrel stuff all the time.
Now. I'm going to change my name. I changed my name again to the Beaver King Picker. And then my snack will be beaver nuggets. From Buc-ee's.
From Buc-ee's.
Yeah.
Hey, man, those sell on eBay, dude. Bags of those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tell me this. Do you have an eBay store?
Do I have an eBay? Yes.
How many items do you normally kind of fluctuate in and out of on there?
I have a low amount. Let me look and see. Active currently 277.
Okay.
Yeah,
so,
I don't have a high.
Are there other platforms you also list on?
Yeah, so I use Vendoo to cross post to Poshmark. So I had 4 Poshmark sales this weekend. That's huge for me. And then
on Poshmark.
So then I have I just cross posted everything over to Whatnot, so I can do static sales over there instead of just live listing. I have static over there, and I sell a lot of stuff on Marketplace just locally. If I find good stuff at bins that I don't want to ship, I'll put it on Marketplace.
Okay. Do you on Facebook Marketplace?
Yeah.
Now, do you ship those items or do you arrange local pickup, or what do you do there?
I have done shipping on there. I don't really like to do shipping on there. It just
I don't either. It
always feels a little off. Like it doesn't feel real. Like it's scammy or fakey. So I don't ship on there anymore. I'm sure that people that do it, it's great for them, but for me, I just didn't like it.
Well, what they do here where I live is every Friday in the parking lot of the movie theater about 4 miles down the road from me, they all sell on Marketplace and they advertise. Be at the theater between 4:30 and 7 to make your deals in person, and everybody parks beside each other, and it's just like a pop-up marketplace there, and everybody comes in, does their money and merchandise, and it's a safe way to do it because you got lots of people around. So I didn't know if that goes on in other parts of the country. I just thought it was a really cool way of doing it,
No, that's a good idea.
You don't want people coming to your house, or you don't want to go meet somebody somewhere by yourself. At least I don't. I want to be out in the public area there, because
Yeah.
I like
people
to bring them to the house. I got a shutout back.
you like in private one-on-one meetings.
Squeal, Peggy. No, sorry. Go back.
That might be a different site you're thinking of.
I think so. Grinder. We were talking about Grinder. No. Okay.
I'm not on that platform. I'm
I
familiar
had to
with
mute
this.
it because I sneezed.
With the
Not
tactics.
familiar.
Not familiar. Sorry. I will deflect all the questions about that site to you.
Wow.
When
They told me I had to be clean, so I'm trying.
Yeah, you're good. You're good.
When we lived in Denver, a lot of people would go over to the mall had a police station in it, so we would just all go over there and park next to the police station, and they encouraged it. They had like signs, instead of saying like handicap signs, they said marketplace signs.
Oh,
So
cool.
you knew where to park, and you could communicate with the person and be like, "Hey, I'm in space 2," almost like you're picking up your Chick-fil-A order or something. I'm in space
Oh, that's
2.
cool.
Yeah, so that was a good. I wish other communities would do stuff like that too, but I'm sure that they just don't think about it. It's a good idea.
I wish I had so much stuff I need to list on Facebook Marketplace, like big stuff I can't ship. So
Yeah.
I wish they did have that.
Do you know what I like to do in my spare time? What little spare time I do have is I like to go on Marketplace and find these collectibles that they're proud of their item because of the astronomical prices that they ask.
Yeah.
So, for instance, today I found this vintage metal Knight Rider lunchbox with thermos. Okay.
Uh-huh.
They're asking, it's $400 they were asking for it. So what I like to do is I like to go screenshot some solds on eBay and send it to that person.
Uh-huh. You're a smart aleck, aren't you?
Well, I mean, come on. I mean, obviously they want to sell their stuff, but you got to get real. If you don't know these days, if you have something to sell, if you don't know, you may ought to check out what the stuff's selling for in other places before
Totally
you put price.
agree. Here's where I think most people err on those things, because they look on eBay and see one listed for 400, and you're like, oh, that's how much they sell for, is they're 400. I don't think a lot of just like casual people know how to look up.
You see that a lot at yard sales. They'll print it up and put it on the item. I'm like, well, that's not a sold comp though. That's just what.
Hey, I just like to correct people.
I'm not going to pay $1,000 for the sealed clamshell Disney VHS.
Oh yeah.
And by the way, solds range from $39 up to $69 for that lunchbox, and they're asking $400.
I guess you could offer them 10 or 15 and see.
I mean, I just go around busting people's bubbles. I mean,
makes people feel bad about themselves.
Did
common sense.
Did they reply back, Ben?
No, most of the time they don't.
Yeah.
I've adopted this new thing called common sense.
Yeah. Most of the time you tell people they're idiots, they usually don't comment back. I mean, if you're right.
Because I'd be embarrassed if I asked that kind of money and saw that it sold for $40 instead of $400. I would be embarrassed. So, common sense.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Then I think sometimes that maybe whenever you get that lowball offer, that people think that what I have that they're lowballing so hard on isn't worth that much, even though there are sold comps. That, I mean, I try to put things at the sold comp, median price. So for instance, today I have a pair of these brand new scrub pants. They're not like Gucci scrub pants or anything. They're just plain old scrub pants, right? They comp out at like $26, $28. And I keep getting this same person that wants to like offer me $5.
Yep.
I mean, I don't blame them for wanting to get something for $5. I mean, maybe I would take the offer, but I'm not going to. Why do you think that they're only worth $5? The rest of them, I mean, they sell consistently for 20, 26-ish.
Yeah.
Why are
Send them a sold comp.
That's probably what I should do. That's probably what I should do. Every time that I like delist and relist, it's the same person every single time. So next time I'm just going to put on I ought to go in there right now and just put in the minimum offer. Don't even show me the low balls. Don't show me anything until at least like $12. Just don't even mess with me.
Yeah. Well, my old partner on my old podcast, he only had like 79 items on eBay, right? They're all closed that he got donated. He was just trying it out, trying to figure out if it was for him or not. And somebody offered him a lowball thing on one of his items, and he said no. And then they came back with another one, and they said no. Then the person went in and sent him $1 on all 79 items.
See,
I told him
that's snarky.
He should have took it because he had nothing in it, and he wouldn't have had to combine the shipping. He'd have made a lot of money, and he could have got rid of all that crap. Right?
That's what I do in my spare time, but I lowball Ben on all his items, $1 in every item.
Well, me too. I do that to Ben. I have that other account.
There is the old adage that something is only valued what a person's willing to give you.
Mm-hmm. Yes, right.
You know?
Yeah.
So you have people who do not live on eBay, and if they think those pairs of scrubs is worth $5, to them it's only worth $5.
To them it's only worth $5, sure, but they'll sell for more. So I mean,
of course, let me tell you what I do a lot, and I'm kind of a no nonsense kind of guy, and I kind of get this from Paige, the 1 foot flipper, that when somebody sends me a low ball, I just block them. And I'm done with it.
Come on.
No, I mean, I've been on there a long time, and I don't have a very long list of blocked people. I do have, maybe 40 or 50 of them. Over the course of 27 years, I've got 40 or 50. I
got one, and I got one in the works until this next sale that I have going on right now. Once it goes through, I'm blocking this guy. That's for the next episode. I have.
Wait, you're going to sell it to him and then block him?
I already shipped 4 books to him, and it was over $115. I always do the signature sign, right? Anything over $100, I want a signature on it, and he's mad that he missed the package. I'm like, just go to your post office and pick it up. And every message is just super rude, and he's just a jerk. He doesn't want to leave his house, and it's so inconvenient that he has to sign for the package, and he's ordered 137 other items from eBay, and I'm the worst seller ever. I'm like, whatever.
Wait a minute. If he don't leave his house, then how did he miss the package?
Exactly.
I have no idea.
That's what I would ask.
One person I got blocked, and I was selling auto parts to Puerto Rico, and he bought like 3 things from me, and every one of them he said took too long. Now he paid for the lowest possible thing, and he's like, I needed this for a job, which 3 days after it was supposed to, it made it in the time frame it said, but he left me bad feedback the first time, and I said, hey man, can you fix that? And he says, no, it wasn't what I expected. Then he bought something else from me and did the same thing. So then that time he left neutral with the same comment, and I blocked him because I'm like, you know what?
Yeah.
I'm selling you. It's coming from me to Puerto Rico. What do you?
That goes back to Ben's common sense thing.
Yeah, I got a question. Since this guy ordered 4 books from me and I combined shipping, if he gives me a bad review, can he only give me 1 review, or he can give me a bad review 4 in a row? Because that's really going to hurt my account.
No, I think he can do it with each purchase. Although I don't think it will change your like my feedbacks. I don't know. Let's say you've got 2,000 feedback. I think you'll only get like 2001. I think he can list each item and it'll show on your feedback, but I don't think it'll change your score.
Okay.
Because it counts as one purchase, basically.
Yeah, but he gets to leave it 4 times.
Hey,
that's why I said you're going to block him after you send him the stuff.
Well, I've already sent it, but it's sitting at the post office. But he's being too lazy to drive to the post office and pick it up. So
we'll do a YouTube video about him.
He's not getting an item. I'm not getting paid because it's not showing delivered. So it's just in limbo, and he's just being a jerk. When I said, "Hey, the post office will leave you a slip to go pick up the item if you keep missing it. You just go pick it up." And he's like, "I don't need it."
Pick it up. They send it back to you, so you still got the stuff. But he can still leave feedback, I think.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to leave him feedback. I'm trying every rude message he sends me. I bite my tongue and not, go off on him because I just want to go off on him. But
cut his throat, block him.
Can I block him before the freaking sale even goes through, though, so he can't leave me feedback?
No, he can still
No.
leave feedback.
Well, he can still leave it. You can block him. You won't have to hear no more lip from him.
Right.
Yeah. He
Which
won't be able to
is-
buy something else from you.
No, I would never send it. I'd cancel any order. That guy
Yeah,
was-
there you go. Well, block it and end of story.
Yeah. Then you don't have to put yourself through the stress and heartache, you know?
Exactly. That's where I come from all the time. I don't have time to deal with these crazies. Kristin, let me ask you this.
Okay.
Do you do international selling?
Yeah.
Now, I got a message the other day. The message says, and you can always tell when they're from a different country because they do not know how to put a complete sentence together. And
Google
of course,
Translate.
this one wasn't bad. Do you ship to Singapore? And if you do, how much is? And I'm like, how am I supposed to know how much it is?
Right? Yeah.
I hate that.
Yeah. You don't know that off the top of your head?
I mean, if you have an account on eBay and you log in and you put an item in your cart, based on your zip code, it should give you an estimate of what shipping would be. So why do these people always ask how much shipping is going to be when it should have it on the item?
Actually, I think it shows you. Let me look and see. I think it shows you if you pull open an item, it'll tell you on the item but without even having to like put it in your cart. It'll tell you what. So they just don't know how to use the app, probably.
Or they're
I don't
trying
know.
to get you to ship it direct to them and not go through the eBay thing.
Yeah,
Well,
I didn't.
And somebody asked me that. Hey, is there any way you could go ahead and ship this through another server? You know, do take the shipping out, and then I'll just cover that. And don't do that because
No,
Yeah.
you can't
once
do
it
that.
gets to that Chicago, then it's
Yeah,
on
or
you.
wherever.
I
just,
didn't even respond.
yeah, I don't always respond to stuff like that either. I just tell them, I ship through the global shipping program. End of story. Don't ask again.
Yeah. It's
I
I
just
always
had
say,
somebody-
ask Rocky Top. I don't know.
I just had somebody buy a pair of pants from me, and they're going to France. I'm checking to see if they've been delivered. But so they messaged me, but it was in French. So I thought maybe they were Canadian, but they were from France. So I had to go in and like copy and paste into Google Translate and then respond, Google Translate, send it back. So I hope that it sounded intelligent whenever I sent it back, because I don't know if it was conjugated properly. I don't know. but they bought them, so that's cool.
Yeah, that's good. Well,
I had that day, so I was happy about it.
tell us about your YouTube channel. Let's talk about that.
Okay, so I think that whenever I went to the bins and I was finding such great stuff, I was like, I gotta tell other people about this. This is so great. So I'm kind of an extroverted person, so it didn't bother me at all to like record myself and put it out there. I was more worried about editing them and making it look like not like some mom that just threw a video up on there. That I just wanted it to be a little bit nicer than that.
Okay.
So it took me a minute to feel comfortable with taking the videos, putting them together, and then putting them out. So
So you leaked the whole bins thing to the world. It's all your fault. Everybody knows.
it
Right?
is. It is.
Damn it,
my
woman.
fault.
What the heck?
That's right. All the
Poor Alex
prices
can't make a
are,
living now.
yeah, I'm the reason that the prices are completely out of whack.
Some YouTube resellers, man, ruin everything.
Damn.
I know. I think I've been on for 4 years.
Wow.
I know. Doesn't that
Have
sound
you,
like a long time?
speaking of recording at the bins, has anyone told you can't? Because I know here in Nashville, they don't let you record, or they don't want you to.
See, isn't that crazy? Because one of my best videos
Is
is Nashville, and nobody said anything to me.
Yeah.
And I think I've done 2 videos in Nashville at Berry Hill.
Okay.
Nobody has said a word.
Well, I mean, look at you, then look at him. I mean, he
True.
looks like trouble. You look like, hey, I'm going to promote
He
you.
looks like he's
Say
bringing
wonderful
in
things.
a pop bomb attached to his chest
Do
or something.
you use a GoPro when you go?
I would have to split my beard like this.
See, yeah. I'm not putting a GoPro on.
No, I don't wear a GoPro. I leave those man bras to Ben and his GoPro.
I don't have that anymore. I got that magnetic plate.
I know.
I
You
got a
got
belt
Iron
buckle
Man
to put it on,
now.
but it gets weird videos.
No,
I
anytime
use
I've ever
mine-
recorded, I use the backpack and put it up here, but it's kind of noisy. It doesn't work very well. So
I don't have a GoPro. I just use my phone. So maybe that's why people don't bother me.
That's why they don't notice, because
They
if
don't
you're
notice
using your
the front.
phone, they don't notice it.
Well, Kansas City notices and Phoenix notices, and they don't like it.
Oh, they don't like it. Okay.
No, I was with my daughter, and they walked up to my daughter and was like, "You can't film in here in Phoenix."
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, I don't know what you're talking about. And then I came over and was like, "Hey, she's not filming. I'm filming, but there's, other people filming."
Do they have signs posted, no video? Okay.
In Phoenix, they did. I didn't notice that in Kansas City, but they came over the intercom and said, "No filming, please. Put it away." So
it's so weird that all of them are different. And then you got Houston, where you can sell on Whatnot live in Houston, Texas, and no one cares.
I'm showing up with a VCR camera on my shoulder. I'm just going to walk around. It's like, hey,
filming, Dad.
Yeah. No, Denver gave me a hard time a couple of times, but just if they would get like a new manager or something. But Denver has put out statements that have said on letterhead, "Yeah, film, please go do it." And then whenever I was in Iowa, I published it, I put it out there on my page, and then they shared it. Like Goodwill themselves in Iowa were like, "Here, watch this." It did really well for me, and I was grateful for that.
To me, it gives them more exposure to get more business.
Why would they?
Yeah. I mean, let's get that stuff. Rather than send it to the landfill, let's find somebody that wants to buy it.
Yeah. And how many? You did a whole video where you go to multiple ones and you rate all the Goodwill bins.
Yeah.
How many have you been to, different ones?
I've been to several more since that video. Okay. I think I've been to about 45.
Wow. You ever go to the Tampa one?
I have been to Tampa.
What do you think of that? Yeah, I didn't like
all
it.
the ones in Florida are fine.
Yeah, that one there is not that great. They don't have, like, I went to the Charlotte one where my friend lives, and they have like nice long bins you can dig in, and then the Tampa one, they got those little bitty ones. When I was there was a bunch of t-shirt bros, and it was I felt like I'd have to get into a tussle. No.
Well, I think the t-shirt bros most of the time make you feel like you're going to get a tussle, but they're harmless little babies. They're fine. Yeah, I don't like the ones that have the gaylords like you're talking about, where you have to like lean way over to get into them. Yeah, that's not so much fun.
Yeah, I was there. My butt started warming up. I turned around. There's a guy behind me staring at me. I don't know what was going on, but I left.
I did not have that issue, so.
Don't go to the bins with Alex.
Those bins, Savannah, Georgia.
I went there one day and just to check it out. Have you been to it? That seemed nice. I'm going to go back when I get a Sunday off. Saturday.
I didn't know that there were any bins in Georgia.
Yeah, there's two. There's one in Savannah and one somewhere else, not that far.
Yeah, I didn't know that. I haven't been there. I've been through Georgia, but I didn't stop because I didn't know. So we drove to Florida, and when we drove, I went to Sarasota, Fort Myers, Orlando, Tampa. I didn't stop anywhere in Georgia because I didn't know they had any. We tried to stop in Tennessee. Oh, shoot. What is the one that's way over on the east side down? Anyway, it was closed. The hours on the maps said that it was open, but it was not. So I tried to like open the door and go in, and this lady stood there and she's like, "What are you doing?" I said, "I'm just going to go shopping." And she says, "You are not." The hours were wrong on the thing. So, okay, I'll move on along. So then I went to Nashville to those bins. And then we talked about going to Indiana, but it's the long way home. So we didn't go to Indianapolis.
Take the long way home.
So let's talk about the craziness of the bins. What is the craziest thing you've ever seen at the Goodwill bins?
I don't know where to begin. So I don't think that they're that crazy that often as far as people goes. I think people are crazy.
Hang out in Nashville every day. It's crazy.
Well, no, agreed. But Black Friday is crazy. And I think it's just like, going to the state fair is crazy. There's people that are just crazy whenever you go, wherever. So
just go to Walmart. The people.
Yes. Walmart. Oh, yeah.
Go to a bins in Nashville with Alex, you're going to get in a fist fight.
I've seen fist fights. for sure. But
elbows, slapping on the back. I mean, it's building book forts so that you can keep people away from you. I mean, it's maniacal.
Yeah. My video that I did, I walked through the middle of a new rotation, and it was, I mean, it's busy for sure. But I guess the thing that it doesn't bother me. They're not there to like, they don't want to get in a fight with you. They just want the stuff. So whatever. It's not that big of a deal to me. So,
but if you get in their way of getting their stuff, then they want to fight you, or they're like, they grab it, and it happens at the bins where you go reach underneath and grab the same thing at the same time, right? It's not on purpose, but it happens. And some people get all bent out of shape, like I'm trying to steal it out of your hand or whatever. I'm like, just have it, like chill out.
Yeah, I've had a few things like that. I opened up a vintage suitcase one time. I should have just taken the whole suitcase and gone back to my home base or whatever. But I opened up the suitcase, and okay, so I'm standing there at this bin. There's two people next to me. Both of them moved the suitcase out of the way so they could see what was under the suitcase, because it's a big thing that's in the way. So I moved it over, and I was like, oh, cool. It's heavy. I wonder what's in it. I open it up, and there's like vintage t-shirts for days. So I was like, oh, and I went to go scoop all of them up, and the people that had just pushed it out of the way climbed over me to get to the vintage t-shirts. And I was like, no. And I just, basketball move, shoulder up, elbow over, lean back. I got most of them, but I'm not going to.
Let's go elbow, throat chop.
Let me listen. I've never been to a Ben's. The closest Ben's to me is where Alex is in Nashville. But let me tell you, I would practice a strategy, and this is what it would be. You know that liquid fart spray that you can purchase?
No, it won't work.
But everything at the Goodwill Bins already smells like that.
I was going to say already.
If you've not smelled the liquid fart, let me tell you, I would spray that either on my person, or I would have it in my pocket. If somebody was coming at me to get something, I'd
just throw your hands up. Say, I got the AIDS. I got the AIDS.
I got people that are like that. So,
or I'd take my pocket taser.
It's not that bad. I don't think it's that. And most of the bins that I've been to,
I'll tell you what I carried at the bin. So I'll be back.
Berry Hill in Nashville can get a little feisty.
Alex has got some crazy stories, I'm telling you.
Well,
this is what I have in my pocket at the Goodwill Bins. So it's this, but it's, if someone bumps into you, in the neck.
Yeah, no, I'm not.
Look at
me, guys. Do I look like I'm going to take anybody out? That's my secret weapon, because they don't expect me to be.
I got those too, man. No, I got those too.
I have elbows. That's good enough. And most people, honestly, most people get out of the way because I just look like, your mom. They don't want to mess with me.
Yeah, but we're a bunch of bodunks. He's got long beard. I got long hair. They think they can trash up on us. And I'm telling you what, we're going to bring the funk.
Yeah.
Well, you get to a certain point when you realize, I realized I look like the father from Teen Wolf. That's what I look like. I mean,
that's true, man.
Just the father from Teen Wolf. I'm like, they're like,
they usually call me a Poshmark lady, which is funny because I don't really sell on Poshmark. Some, but not a lot. Or I have had them call me other words in different languages that they think I don't know what the word means, but I know what they're saying, so it doesn't bother me. I've seen human remains in the bins. This guy had them in a.
But that's Ben's specialty at the 120.
Yeah, it is, man. He bought an urn.
Yeah, it was it looked like it was like moonshine. It had X's on the front of this corked bottle, like a stoneware bottle.
Yeah.
He took the cork off and just jokingly threw it over his shoulder and was going to drink it, and when he
go ahead and say it like a hillbilly.
Well, okay. So and when he did that, there just dust came out. We were all like, oh my gosh.
Grandma's on your
So I've seen that. I've seen dentures. I've seen, and the dentures, by the way, sell really well.
Yeah.
They got some gold teeth.
Yeah, I've never seen gold teeth. I've seen mice.
When you said human remains, I thought you were going to say human waste, because I've seen that
Oh, yeah.
outside of the bins. Or just kids pissing on the floor in the middle of the bins.
Oh, I've never seen anybody do that.
That happened in
Such a
there.
lovely
Oh, I have
shopping.
seen somebody do that. That was in Fort Myers, Florida. Yeah, in the middle of the floor. Mhm. Yeah, that was
Hey, when you
great.
got to go.
So
Well, most of
kids,
the time, 50% of the time when you go to the bins, the toilet doesn't work there anyways.
Yeah,
So, you know,
yeah.
we either got to walk next door to the Goodwill store if they're open.
Or just go home.
so ladies and gentlemen, the gist of this conversation is that if you plan on shopping at a Goodwill bins, please wear a hazmat suit.
Or
Listen,
depends.
I have a
Nowhere
video
depends.
that'll tell
Depends.
you. I have a video that'll tell you all of the, tips and tricks and the things that you need to have to prepare you to go to the bins. So it's you can refer to that if you need to.
That's crazy, crazy.
I
Yeah.
saw
All right.
people grab food and canned food out of there. I found ice cream at the bins.
Okay. Let me ask you a question then, guys. If you were at the bins and you found sealed fruit snacks, would you eat them?
No.
No.
I checked the expiration date.
I've seen people eat food, but
I have seen people eat food. Yeah.
yeah, I wouldn't. No.
Mm-mm. Yeah. I think that's what most people say too, but I have seen people eat food out of the bins.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Do
That's
they eat
crazy.
it before they pay, or
No.
say, you have to pay the wait?
Yeah, I watched a kid like pull a granola bar out of there, and you see stuff like that all the time. It just makes its way there, and they ate the granola bars.
Probably upset their stomach. It's probably super old, and it, just like this. When I started eating this, it upset my stomach, and then this happened. They matched.
Oh my goodness. Well, we're gonna jump to the sale of the week if y'all need to get prepared for that. But Kristin, tell everybody where they can find you on YouTube.
So I'm A Rural Squirrel on like everything. I'm on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, whatnot. All of it is A Rural Squirrel. Threads. Does anybody use Threads? I mean, I have Threads, but
when I accidentally click on a post and then it takes me to it, that's the only time. On Instagram.
Right, for sure.
I mean, we wear Threads, right? I mean, I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah,
You're not signed up on Threads? It's like part of Instagram. I don't think it took off at all. It does. I don't understand.
It's Meta, right? Oh, I'm on X also. So I'm on all the places.
Let me ask you this real quick. Do you like traditional static reselling, or do you like doing the live format?
I like doing the live format. It's fun.
Okay, let me ask you this then. If you had an open schedule to where you could do multiple shows a week, would that be the only way you would resell?
No, I don't think it's a good idea to put all your eggs in one basket. For me, I think it's fun, and you should, like, if it's the majority of your sales, cool. But I would probably still put stuff on eBay, or I'm definitely still going to go to my pop-up show. I like the variety. I like having lots of places to go, I mean, if you're a Kitizen seller and you only sell on Kitizen and then they close Kitizen, you got to have a backup plan. There's always plan B. You always have to have a plan B, no matter whether it's going out with the girls on Friday night or reselling. There always has to be a plan B.
Well, I don't know anybody that sells live on TikTok. Do any of y'all know anybody that sells live on TikTok?
I do.
Do you?
Yeah, they said that it was fantastic. They loved it.
Really?
Mm-hmm. And then whenever there was the shutdown for a little while, I think there was some panic because she was making buku bucks.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're
selling the products you don't have to buy anything, right? You're just promoting the products and get a percentage. I don't even know how it works. So
I guess I'm not really sure. I know that she sells on Amazon too. So I bet she probably could have access to, multi.
Yeah, I thought they're just promoting what's in the TikTok shop, and they don't even have to have the item on hand. And from TikTok, and you get a percentage of it if they click your link in your live and buy it out of the TikTok shop.
I don't think so. I think it is like, I think you can do that too. I know Angie Resells does that. She like makes UGC videos where she has an affiliate.
Okay.
I think that I think you can do live selling. I guess I don't know. I don't do it, so I don't know. I can't speak to it.
I think it's an interesting.
I'm not on TikTok very often. It's too addictive.
I think it's an interesting avenue. So for any of you watching, any of the resellers watching, if you do live selling shows on TikTok, let us know down below in the comment. I would like to get a reseller, Kristin, on here that does live selling on TikTok. I think it would be an interesting story to hear about, don't you?
Yeah. No, I guess I need to also be educated in it. So before I just talk about it.
All four of us, I have no idea about that. So
yeah, I mean, it would be interesting to have a reseller that does that on the show where we can find out a little bit more of how that works.
Yeah, for sure.
The only thing I ever see on there is erection pills, but maybe that's my feed. I don't know.
Okay. Let's get to this. The sale of the week. What do we got? Who's going first?
I'm ready.
I'm so thrown off.
Okay, this is mine. Ready?
Yeah. Let me get it. Let me pull you full screen. There you go. Okay.
It's a Plush. Now, I didn't normally pick up Plush. I don't look at that kind of stuff. However, Ginger Marvin was picking up Plush, and my bins would separate the Plush. So I was doing whatnot shows with just stuffed animals, just stuffies. And this one popped up in Omaha, Nebraska. But do you see that?
Oh,
wow. Wow.
Yeah.
So
the only reason that I looked this thing up is because it looks weird.
Yeah.
I didn't know what it was. So
it's like
I did accept an offer on it though.
Okay.
So I sold it for a best offer of $63.19.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
There's a reseller that lives here in my town called the Rebel Reseller. And and they live right near me, and man, that's all she does is sell Plush, and it's crazy.
She's got an outstanding channel. So much information about Plush. So much information. Yeah.
Yeah, and they'll travel up to St. Louis bins, and they'll take all these weekend or even through the week. You can go on up there and just bring back big old trash bags. I see them out on the what's the phrase, Alex? What's the phrase that Primo said? Oh, the poop loop. Out on the poop loop, which is the yard sale loop. We call it Primo. I don't know if you know Primo, Kristin. These guys on podcast. Primo Chemo.
Okay.
He calls it the poop loop. You go out on your yard sale routes. Anyway, I see them out, when yard sales kick off all through the summer. They're always herding all kinds of Plush. It's crazy.
Yeah, no, they have, I've learned a ton from her. She's got great content. But I think that for me, the easiest way for me to learn is just to when you find something, you look it up and it just blows your mind. Ginger Marvin had a suntanned Hello Kitty that she got like $90 some for, $100, whatever it was, and that just blew my mind. So
the person you're talking about has their Plush slowed down though? Because I noticed Plush doesn't sell for me as much as it used to. But I don't have hundreds of it listed, but during Christmas time I used to sell a lot of it, and it kind of takes so long to sell now.
Rebel does more than Plush. They do clothes and everything else too, but they're avid on the Plush stuff.
I think she's just super knowledgeable there. And whenever you have things that you like and you enjoy, then you gravitate towards that.
Yeah, you love to sell it, then you're going to pick it up.
I found a bunch of Plush in the Denver bins one time. They were still in the wholesale sleeves, so they were brand new with the tags on them. And I gathered up all of them because everybody was pushing them away, and they weren't any particular brand name or anything. So I put them in a cart, and I had 2 carts full of brand new in the bag Plush from a wholesaler. And I kept looking at it thinking, I don't do Plush, and I don't know anything. Should I get this? Should I not get this? And it broke down to 19 cents a piece.
Yeah.
But I had Like,
Can't go wrong with
hundreds
that.
of them. So I ended up buying them. I called my aunt. I'm like, I don't know if I can get this or not. And she says, well, let's do the math on it. And we did the math. And if I sold them all, it was going to be like $6,000 or something. And I was getting 19 cents a piece. I was like, okay, I'm buying them. And I had them gone in a summer. So
There you
I
go.
guess I shouldn't say I'm not a plush seller. I'll sell anything, but
Yeah.
the one this week was exciting, but I don't have a lot of other ones listed.
Yeah, that was great. All right, who's next?
All right, I'll go next. You ready?
All right, what you got?
Whoop. Big sale.
It's the best sell of the week, not your pathetic sell of the week.
No, I only sold 3 things this week, and they're all $2 cards.
Okay, that's
So
the sale.
I opened the store on Sunday, so that's what I've done this week. I've sold $6 worth of cards. But you know what? It's starting again.
Better than nothing, bro.
What is your $252.30 of spendable funds? Can we spend that?
Money I have. I mean, it's $2 a piece on the cards. That's 125 cards. I'm getting there. Eventually, I'll be able to pay for, I don't know, a couple of bean burritos.
And a Slurpee, maybe.
We used to do this segment too, like, sale of the week, but sometimes it was our favorite sale. It didn't have to be your best sale. Maybe it was just the one you liked the most. So
the one I like the most is always my best sell.
Yeah, I mean, generally it is, but sometimes you have something that's like sentimental or whatever. I don't know.
But I did buy those cards. I bought 50,000 cards for $100.
Nice.
And I used that Card Dealer Pro or whatever. And I was able to list 1,000 cards in 4 hours. So I have no time in it.
Okay.
So you just use my scanner, scan the cards, and then it looks them all up, tells you exactly what they are. You put them on there. You can definitely list in 4 hours 1,000 cards. So I was just playing with it.
Like a copy scanner deal? Like, what do you need?
It's I forget the name of the company because I did it a while ago. I get ready to do it again. I brought a bunch of cards with me, and it's $500, or excuse me, you get 500 cards for $10 a month. But Carrie, American Arbitrage, had a code, so I got 500 for free. And if you canceled within the first 7 days, they charge you nothing. So I was able to scan in like 4 hours 1,000 cards, and it made these Excel spreadsheets that I could just upload to eBay and it automatically posted them. So it's Card Dealer Pro, and it's pretty cool. I'm getting ready to do it again. I brought all these cards, but I have a bunch of cards like Mork and Mindy and some wrestling cards that I bought, and I never did anything with. But now that I'm in this, 600 square foot, I'm trying to. 1,000 cards takes up 2 boxes about that big, right?
Yeah.
You can get 100,000 cards on one shelf.
That's right. Them shoe boxes.
And then I have the expanded eBay, so I get 50,000 free listings, and cards are free listings. So I can list 50,000 cards for nothing. So that's my goal. I'm gonna take those cards, I'm gonna list them and sell them $2 a piece. I got less than 1/10 of a penny in them, 2 cents for the little thing, and then the envelopes I stole when I left my last company. So I got like 4,000 envelopes for free. Ain't gonna cost me nothing, baby.
So what do you do though when you've got that many cards? Okay, to me that's a lot of cards.
Yeah.
What do you just filter through each one when it sells? When you've got your 3 cards, you gotta go find.
Yeah, so I got little boxes. Yeah, I did that first. I put them all in this big box, and I had to filter through them. So now, when I do them, I make them in lots of 100, and I have a box that'll hold 100 cards. So I only have to look through 100 cards at a time.
And then you have
to
on every
divider in there.
100.
I know what. So it's 1 through 100. And then you can just pull them out. Otherwise, you're right. When I did the first 1,000, I just threw them in one big box, and then I'm like digging through them.
That sounds really daunting to
go
find them to ship them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I got to find out. I'm still in the car, so I got to get that out.
I still have all my cards from my childhood, so I'm gonna drive. You can list them for me, and then when you're busy listing them, I'm gonna go through your cards and mix them all up.
I'm bored.
Then he's going to go through and send a $1 offer on everything.
Exactly. Well, I did get a couple offers. $2 cards, they want to send you $1 offer on them, but you can't make any money because it costs you 30 cents. So yeah, if it ain't selling for $2, don't sell it.
Oh, you sold another one of these.
Nice.
I got to find out what.
Was this one? You had this one last week too, didn't you? You had sold one of these, and that was your sale of the week.
I had 100. I got 100. I had 141 of these president action figures, 12-inch tall. This one sold. Of course, you can't see the bottom because I screwed up my screen. But anyway, let me change this.
Oh,
Well, shows your
Okay.
earning.
This is a Lyndon Johnson. I had 2 of him, and that's the last one that I sold of him. So I got $3.90 a piece in each one of these presidential figures. So anyway, after fees, tax, shipping, $33, 29 cents, I think is what that says. But
Now you said you had 2 of them. Are they a little bit different?
yeah, the other one had a different colored suit on.
Okay.
did you sell him from about the same amount?
Yes, I've listed all of them. Well, not all of them. A bunch of them are listed at $34.99 a piece.
Okay.
Now, some of your more well-known,
Your Abraham Lincolns, they probably
your Trumps, your Obamas, your Bushes, your JFKs, like Trump and Melania. I've got both of them together in a lot.
Mhm.
And I got like $95.99 on
Trump. If you sell Trump internationally, you're going to charge him tariffs.
I will charge a tariff fee on that one. Yeah. But yeah. But yeah, it's, I've probably got 70 of these listed so far. And out of all the items I have in my store, I've got like 900 and something. They have got the most watchers on them. Of course, what's a watcher? Nothing really.
You're right. Yeah.
But the fact when you look at your analytics and you see that your page views and your listing views are through the roof, it's getting a lot of attention.
Yeah.
So, but I could let them go for $15 and still make good profit, but I'm not. I'm just sitting on them till I get my full price, and I have been able to so far.
Nice.
That's pretty good. So they're about the size of a Barbie.
Well, yeah, it's like 12-inch tall, and they come with their own little figure stands. That's Abe.
It's a little chunky.
Yeah, right.
A little chunky.
Reminds you of the fat guy.
I've got about 12 of these. Now, these are taller.
Okay.
These are big. I haven't listed these yet because I've got to buy boxes long enough to ship them in because these are quite taller than these other ones.
Yeah.
But, like in the previous episodes I've shared, like this is Thomas Jefferson. I mean, the detail on the clothing, individual buttons that are sewn on.
Yeah. Their outfits are better than maybe their features. I don't know how true to life they are. When you see like G.I. Joes and stuff like that, you wonder if the NSYNC guys don't necessarily look like the NSYNC
Who's
guys.
that?
Yeah, sure.
Oh, that's Reagan.
I was thinking,
those are good.
Who's this?
Theodore.
Yep. So the facial details.
The clothes are great though.
They're made of resin, plastic, but there are some older ones. Like I've got a bunch of these. The face and head is porcelain, and so are the hands and the feet. These are porcelain here. So these are, I think this is Chester MacArthur, I believe is who that is.
So are those made by the same maker as the resin ones?
Well, the only thing I've been able to find when I researched them, because I'm not going to take these clothes off of all these to try to find markings, because there's they're wearing shirts, vests, overcoats, and all that. Hasbro put some out where they've got them on eBay in boxes, Hasbro, and there was some other company I'd never heard of. But when I was researching them to list, none that are listed look like mine. And, that's why I don't put a lot of weight in saying that it's from such and such.
Right.
Because, there's like Ronald Reagan's on there, but they don't look as detailed as mine looks.
And nobody has asked you for a maker's mark or anything?
No. I've got one guy that has bought five of them from me so far.
Wow, that's cool.
Because he collects them. But yeah, That I found that whole buy off of Facebook Marketplace.
You're kidding. See, I love hearing that kind of stuff because like I never find anything like that on my marketplace. Everybody has eBay or higher pricing on their marketplace stuff. Yeah.
All right. What you got, Alex?
The Rommel Papers. It's an Easton Press leather-bound book. What? Let me see if that sold $89.95. I picked up probably 30 to 40 Easton Press books for $2 each.
Nice.
So that one's $89.95. So keep an eye out for leather-bound books.
When you go to the bins and you and the books come out, do you just look for the barcodes and scan the barcode, scan the barcode, scan the barcode? Do you do that?
I usually just fill up the cart first. We don't scan them or do anything first. We just grab what looks interesting as fast as possible. I'll fill up to 2. Sometimes I manage to get 3 carts at once filled with books. Today I went and I take my daughter with me, so she'll fill up a cart. I'll fill up a cart. And then we go through them. I'm mostly looking for eBay books at this point, but we'll scan the barcodes for Amazon. But I don't know if you've heard of a lot of stuff happen on Amazon. So the sales have really tanked over on Amazon right now. Mm-hmm. So I'm kind of back to just looking for vintage and non-barcode books for eBay.
Yeah, I've had better luck with non-barcode, but
so most, I would say 50 to 70% of the other booksellers, they're all Amazon sellers. So I'm able to still get things and they don't even look at the stuff I'm looking at, you know. They'll have it in their cart and they'll throw it back and I'll go right behind them and grab a $40 book. I mean, it happens all the time because they don't know anything about books. They just know how to scan a barcode and if it says it's worth anything, but they have no knowledge about books whatsoever.
Yeah, it seems like if I find anything that's of any value in the books, it's just interesting to me, but it rarely has a barcode on it. So those are the ones. Those are the ones that I'll pick up if I'm over there.
Yeah, I'm just looking for random weird titles. Those are the books that are worth, you know, and really niche down subject matters is where the money's at for eBay.
Yeah.
All right, let's do this. How about find of the week?
Oh.
What are we going to do there? Kiddos.
I got this bicycle seat for $5.99. I picked this up at the local Goodwill store. $5.99. The last sold comes $149. With free shipping, I listed it for $139 with shipping.
That doesn't look like a bicycle seat.
This is a road bike.
Yeah, so that's a road bike. Road bike.
So, yeah,
for a guy or a girl?
For a guy.
For a guy.
Well, that slit's not big enough.
That's what she said.
Hey, man, high five me right here on the camera, right there. Yeah.
My find of the week.
I don't know these
eggnog tonight, people.
Eggnog.
Look, no.
Into the house, and I gotta say, hey, give me something good and cheap. $7.50 eggnog.
Okay, I'm sorry, Kristin, that was inappropriate, but I'm just saying that looks to be not comfortable at all for a dude.
No.
Sorry,
Kristin, did you watch the Reselling After Dark were you on the last episode with J-Rod?
I was not on last week.
Has anyone seen that? It's so hilarious.
Yeah.
They're inappropriate over there too.
No, After Dark gets a little you know, we don't whatever they want to do. And it's, you know, Ray's in charge. It's whatever they and I'm fine. Whatever you guys talk. I mean, listen, I had 4 kids. I'm not unaware. but
well,
you know,
the funniest thing about it is how Giddy and J-Rod just talking about it. Like it's so funny to me.
Yeah. No,
all right. Who's got a find? You got one, Kristin?
I have one, but I honestly haven't looked them up. I haven't been able to take time to comp them, but I only went to the bins this last week, just one time, and I hadn't been for a couple of weeks.
Okay.
So
comp them right now.
This was in a bin that had been like processed. People had been through it. I think like all day long it'd been sitting there, and I saw this, and I thought it was a denim jacket, which I would have picked up for my my pop-up show.
Yeah.
And as I flipped it over, that popped up.
Oh, Levi, orange tab.
Yeah, orange tab. So there's no pockets on the back. So it
Oh.
probably didn't look like, I mean, that doesn't look like Levi's
No,
until you just see that one little orange tab. So
that's an early one right there.
yeah, and they're flare legs.
Oh, nice.
So I know I'm super excited about
Like
these.
Ben, like
Had
your
them
belt
on,
Ben.
they fit me. So I might wear them a couple times before I sell them, but it doesn't say. So I probably need to check with like
when you get into that, when you get to investigating, if you can find the manufacturer when what year those were made, that'd be interesting to know.
I know. I have a rough estimate, but there's no it doesn't say where they're made. So that I think is weird. And then the underside, I don't know how to decipher those letters and numbers and whatever. So
you could probably Google lens it, the orange tab.
Yeah.
And it may give you a date range of when they used those tabs.
Yeah, I know when they use those tabs, but I'll probably Cernock has got such great information about Levi's. He's, kind of studied it. So I'll probably send them to him. He did research another orange tab for me. So I may send him over to him. I hate bothering people to do my research for me, but he has such great information. You want to use resources if you have them.
And it won't be hard for him if he's a Levi's guy. I have a friend that he sells Levi's, and that's all he does. He knows everything about them. It's crazy. When I ever end up finding something different, I always send it to him. 90% of the time, it's got spandex in it, so it ain't worth nothing. But you got
anything, Jefferson?
I showed you mine.
Your find? Oh yeah, well, okay, nog, got you.
Eggnog.
Cheers. All right, I want to get to this real quick because we always want to make time to recognize our tremendous supporters that we have here on this channel. At the MVP level is $4.99 a month membership. Mr. Mike Camparelli, the ambassador to the locker room, and his YouTube channel, Metco Meetups, over there with Mary. Go over there and check them out on YouTube. Also, Keith from Vintage Sports Flips. Anything sports memorabilia rated, that's your man. He's on YouTube. Go check him out. Thank you, Keith. Rick in Maryland is always been a big supporter of this channel. We appreciate Rick very much. And I believe he's coming to the Nashville show, if I'm not mistaken.
Ooh, to the meetup.
And Skybox members, Wolfman Goodies on YouTube, Trash to Cash Podcast, Flipping for Laughs, Mary McLean, Good Water Pickers on YouTube, Captain Morgan Riverboat Adventures, who is a full-time reseller and does not have a boat adventure business like I had thought, and I'm very disappointed. The Pocket Change Reselling Podcast, and our good friend and former co-host, Chris, Mr. EZ Pickens. We want to thank everybody for your support. Skybox members, $9.99 a month. Both levels get you early access to this show before it goes public, as well as backstage footage. And when we go to meetups and events, you'll get to see private footage that will not be released to the public.
Ooh, okay. So since you brought it up, you're going to be in Nashville, right? At the Nashville meetup?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, I can't wait. Now,
are you going to be there?
Yeah.
There's a bin there. Of course, he's going to be there.
Well, yeah. And Alex, I saw you there last year.
Yeah.
But you were like digging and busy and head down. Didn't have time to chit chat. I did not talk very much when I was there.
He's all business when he gets into that building.
No, I was being social, so I didn't pick a whole lot when I was there.
All right, Alex, you got us a comment, buddy?
No.
Viewer comment.
I'm not prepared for that at all. I got an offensive find of the week, though.
Okay, let's jump to it, and then we'll go back to viewer comment. How about this? Offensive find of the week.
So we've talked about this book before when we had Max Common Ground Finds, and I thought it was a banned book on eBay, and I found a copy today, but then I found sold comps, and there's some listed of this book starting at $200 all the way up to $2,000.
Good grief.
But there's listings on eBay, so it threw me off. So maybe eBay will allow you to sell it. And I found a copy of Adolf Hitler's Mein Kampf today.
Wow.
So you can sell it or you can't sell it?
There is multiple sold comps on, and there's
how recent though? So
5 listings right now, and there's 40 results for sold comps.
Recent solds though?
March 10th. Wow.
Is it in English or is it in German?
It is in English. Do you think that matters though? Like, because it's redone in English, it's translated.
Yeah, I don't know. I was just curious. I don't know.
Like, our friend he had to sell it on Whatnot because he thought he couldn't sell it on eBay. It was a Eastern Press edition leatherbound, which is a $1,500, $1,600 book. So
are you going to list it?
Yeah, I'm just thinking is if you can list it, I guess I can sell it. I didn't know if it was one of those things like a medical thing. Sometimes you can't list medical things, but I've sold medical things and they sell quick enough that you get away with it. So I don't know if that's what's going on here, or they just don't care anymore that you allow you to sell Mein Kampf.
Well, list it, and if they take it down, you'll know.
I mean, there's 40 sold comps on it.
I'd fire it away. I've got a viewer comment, by the way.
All right.
Viewer comment of the week, Cheddar Teeth. Here we go. I'm going to read it off the screen. This is from Tina with the Lake Exchange 2093.
She's awesome.
Yes. This was pertaining to last week's episode. A scan sheet we were talking about, when you go to the post office, make sure you get your items scanned and get a receipt.
Mm-hmm.
Because we had on the community huddle last week, Kristin, we had somebody that did home pickup, but they didn't scan the items to 2 or 3 days later, and eBay striked them on their account for late shipments. So that's why we were talking about go to the PO, get your items scanned, get a receipt, make sure they're scanned before you leave, or just don't do pickup. If they're late with it, just don't do it at all. But anyway, she says a scan sheet is not a confirmed scan, nor is the self-serve machine at some locations. My route carrier will not scan. I take my packages and I wait for a scan and receipt. And yes, I did use a receipt for an overnight charge, and she won their case. So yeah, the importance of, I did a video on my channel on why you ought to get your receipts when you go to the post office, because it's bailed me out of a couple of situations where I had that document. And so good job, Tina.
All right, my favorite comment of the week was Mary McQueen.
What'd she say?
Yay, 4 of my awesome friends just started to watch. Super excited for the episode.
Nice.
Yay.
Yeah, Mary's cool too.
Yeah.
Yep. She come and hang out with us at our Airbnb at 127 last year too.
Now, are you guys, when you go to Nashville, are you doing an Airbnb again, or are you staying in the hotels?
I'm going to sleep in my car, and then Alex has got Mike Camparelli staying at his house.
I just signed up. I haven't figured mine out.
Sleep in my book basement. Just buy a blow-up mattress and sleep in the living room. Like,
you're gonna throw a cot down there, huh? So somebody can see that.
I'm gonna make a
Saturday and Sunday, but my Friday I can't get off work.
Oh, cool! You're gonna come down. That's awesome.
Oh, I'm definitely gonna be there for Saturday.
Cool.
I'll drive
Good.
up Friday night, and if you let Ben downstairs, I might just cuddle with him.
Okay.
He's lonely.
It's cold in his basement.
If Jefferson is coming, then he's gonna curl up in the middle of the corner for sure.
We'll spoon, aren't we?
Yeah.
Hey, at least
mattresses, guys. I'm just gonna charge you.
I'm gonna bring a really oversized sleeping bag, and we can just share it.
Kristin, you got to come to our sponsored event at the terminal.
Oh, I'm going to be at everything. I won't miss anything. Yeah, I'm super excited. Cannot wait. We went last year and had the most fun. It was a really great meetup.
Yeah, I don't plan on going downtown because I've been down there so much. And plus, it's like Alex says, parking's expensive. And so I'm going to hang at the terminal. If anybody wants to hang late with us instead of going downtown, everybody's welcome to do that.
Go downtown if Mike wants to, because wherever Mike wants to go.
I want to get everybody one of those bike cars. Let's all get on one of those bike cars where we can drink and pedal.
Yeah, those pedal bar car things.
Yeah, let's do that. And
that would be fun.
We can pretend like we're on a, Kristin, you can wear the tiara. We can put bridesmaids on us, and we'll just pedal you around.
And we'll just throw out beads.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not New Orleans.
Well, it feels a little bit Fremont Street Vegas-y.
Yeah, for sure.
It
Last time I
didn't
was
used
there.
to feel like that. It felt,
Nash Vegas.
yeah. It's fun, and I mean, it's worth it to go walk around with your friends. I rode the mechanical bull
You
last
did the
year.
bull. Yeah.
That was an experience. Sometimes you just have
See,
to
I
experience it.
missed out on. I didn't do any of the things last year. I was just happened to be at the Benz when you guys showed up. That's where I'm
Oh,
at
are
every
you
day.
kidding?
I went
thought that you-
to the meet up and I helped set up. I helped Ray set up everything. Him
Yeah.
and, Philly Flipper. And I did that, and then I went over to the chicken place we went over to, Hattie B's, and that's the only thing I did. And then the bins, I'm just always at the bins. So
Huh. Yeah. No, the meetup
I
was
missed out.
fun.
I didn't go downtown or go yard selling or anything. I don't even know the point of yard selling when you have a Goodwill bins. It's a yard sale that comes to you. It saves you gas
See?
money.
Oh my
Like-
gosh, you think like I do. I don't want to drive all over town and look for bargains. I just want to go one place, get my stuff, go home.
Yep, there's really
don't
no
like
Where are you
point.
gonna get lemonade? Where do you get your lemonade if you don't go to yard sales? I mean, the little
That's
kids.
right.
Bring it in the car.
Yeah, I just you pick it up at Chick-fil-A on the way home.
Well,
It's
Jefferson,
better.
you could probably find bottles of lemonade down
Yeah, no,
in
the
the
worst part is when they put their fingers in there when they're pouring. It's like, what the?
bins.
Yeah.
All right,
always find
Kristin.
Yams, canned yams at the bins for some reason. That's always the canned food we find.
Yeah.
Really? That's the one
Yeah.
everybody throws out. Nobody wants it.
Yeah, it's always there.
Kristin, tell our viewers one more time all the different platforms and ways they can find you, dear.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so I'm a Rural Squirrel on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, whatnot. All the places, Threads, and X, all the things.
Nice.
And I put out my videos on Sundays, usually about 3:30 Central. I've been doing one video a week. I used to do two, but just calming down, settling down, taking care of family, and I've got one coming out on Sundays at 3:30. And then I'm on Instagram, like my stories. I try to keep them update like every day, and then Motivation Mondays.
Cool.
Mostly. And then hanging out with you guys, and then seeing you at Nashville. So
Well,
It's gonna be
Kristin, I know we've had a great time. I hope you'll come back and join us here in the locker room again.
anytime, guys. This is great.
All right. Alex, you got anything, Bubba?
Why do you always ask me that? Because I'm just gonna say I got nothing.
That's what I was waiting to hear. And Jefferson, what do you got?
Look, I found something. I found
Hold on.
this at the bins, a Taylor Swift hat.
Yeah.
You ought to be able to get 50 cents. Sorry,
I was
Arch.
listening to one thing I got this week. I was listening to a podcast, and they were trying to invite people to start diving into dumpsters because somebody
Okay.
found $1,000 book in a dumpster. But I want to know how many people have gotten streptococcus or something
Yeah, what?
worse from a dumpster for diving in it. I mean, we need to be careful what you dive into a dumpster. There might be something in there that's not good. So be careful.
Streptococcus or what is it?
I
Pneumococcal
thought you were gonna
pneumonia.
ask how many people dumpster dive, and
Well, how many people do dumpster dive, and is it unsafe? I don't.
I find profitable things all the time.
I did
Leave it
once.
down.
I mean,
Leave it in the
you know,
comments.
it's hard to get on the Speedo to dive into the dumpster. That's
It's
what I'm
not
saying.
any different than having toddlers.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
They touch everything. You're fine. You
All
have
right.
to-
Grew up in a home preschool and owned 2 preschools, so
Right.
I'm immune.
yeah, and
He's
we shop
immune.
at the bins. It's the same thing anyway. So.
Pneumococcal pneumonia. That's what I was trying to say. there.
Pneumococcal.
Oh,
Pneumococcal,
Just like
whatever that is.
You just like saying cockle. I mean,
Yeah.
Have you
Cockle.
seen the
Cockle-doodle-doo.
There
Dumpster
you go.
King though? That's on Instagram, the Dumpster King, and he actually talks about his numbers. I mean, he finds crazy
oh,
things
yeah.
all the time. I mean, he's
Hey,
got to be
kids.
reselling this stuff somewhere.
okay,
It's free.
you've changed my mind. I'm going to go find a dumpster right now. I'm jumping.
There's probably just cats in it.
Yeah.
All right.
In Savannah, that's all there is.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's been a pleasure bringing you this week's version of the Reseller Locker Room. Leave your comments down below. We'll get to them when we can, and we may read yours on the air. If you know somebody or yourself may want to take a shot at coming into the locker room with these characters, let us know down below. We'd be glad to have you on, and let's talk all things reselling on behalf of the Squirrel and Jefferson and Alex. My name is Ben. We can't wait to see you right back here every Thursday, 9 a.m. Eastern on the Reseller Locker Room Podcast.